just realized my microphone was under stuff on my desk. Welcome. Started a couple minutes early. What's happening here? It's Tuesday, and it's the last Tuesday of the month. So that means it's card class. My mom is texting me. She had to drive in the rain. Uh-oh. I'll catch up with that later. So my name is Tara O'Gorman. I just realized recently that I don't often start with that. So if you're new here, welcome. I am Tara O'Gorman. I have been a Creative Memories advisor since July 2000. So this summer will be 26 years. It's hard to believe. But time flies when you're having fun, and that's what we like to do around here. So I started the lives in 2020, of course, when lots of people started lives because of COVID, and we've just kind of kept them up. So every Tuesday you'll find me here. I think now settled into the 3 p.m. slot for all of them but the card class. So card class is the last Tuesday of the month at 7, and if you're catching me live, thanks for being here. Chances are you have a card kit. And oh great, Carol. Carol got the iPhone working. That's great. You know, technology. It's we all have a love-hate relationship with it, don't we? So it's a happy Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving Eve. After this, I'm headed to Orlando to pick up my mother-in-law. She will be with us for Thanksgiving. And my father lives in town, so it'll be my mother-in-law, my father. And so we are excited. Ordered all the food, going to pick it up. I love that. That is one thing that I'm so thankful for. That I don't have to go into the stores and fight the crowds as much anymore. I can order my stuff online and go pick it up. However, they are out of green beans, which means I'm going to have to make a special trip somewhere for green beans tomorrow. My husband was like, that's fine, let's just not have green beans. And I was like, no, I found a new recipe. They're crack green beans. So I feel like it's worth giving it a shot. I'm trying a couple new sides this Thanksgiving. All right, so let's hop into these announcements. I did start a couple minutes early because I wanted to give people a chance to find us. And if you're watching the replay, thanks for doing that. And if you are watching on YouTube, the replay on YouTube, thank you for doing that. And thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I so appreciate that. Christmas card. Speaking of cards, so next Tuesday, and speaking of being on lives every Tuesday, I will not be live next Tuesday. Listen, I tried to, pull a Tara and be like, okay, I can do the live from 3 to 4 and then throw all my stuff together and hop on down to the pavilion and do cards from 6 to 8. But I'm also subbing for one of our Scrappy friends that day in West Volusia, for those of you that are familiar. So that just seemed like a tad much. I was going to be flying into my seat at 3 p.m. with my hair on fire. If I even could make it from the end of the school day in West Volusia to my seat at 3. I don't even think I can. So anyway, our Tuesday, we will be making Christmas cards at Copperline Coffee and Cafe in Port Orange. If you are signed up, and 14 of you are, there's a couple spaces left, so hope you can join us. And we will be making Christmas cards. Wear your fun. It's going to be warm-ish. Well, maybe not next week. It is warmish now, but maybe second fake winter will be coming. So dress festive. Wear your antlers or your elf hats or your Santa hats or whatever you want, or don't. I'll be festive. So join me in being festive if you want, and come make cards. And like I said, I've got a couple more seats. Well, hey, Genji. Welcome. And hello, Faith. And hello, everyone else who might be watching and not chimed in. So in 2 weeks, next week we have Christmas cards at Copperline. In 2 weeks, we have this project recipe, and for once, or very rarely, I actually make the project recipe as is, but I just love this little gingerbread punch that Creative Memories came out with this year, and I want to make this project recipe with you all, get into the holiday spirit. Let the holidays continue to roll. So that will be our project recipe. When you sign up, you will get a link and the PDF to download that. All right, Scrapbook Club, the last one of the year, is December 11th. You can sign up for that if you'd like to make the December 2-page spread with us. Hope that you will join us. There's usually about 15, and we usually go out to dinner first. So if you sign up, you'll get all the details on all of that. All right, Techie Tuesday on Christmas Eve on December 23rd. That'll be at 3 p.m. And I decided instead of doing an Artisan 6 design along, we'd be talking about managing your digital photos. As the year is coming to a close, I want to sort of give you some tips on what you can do. Maybe in that in between Christmas and New Year's, maybe you'll have time to go through some things. So we're gonna talk about managing your digital photos. In between there, then between the 9th and the 23rd is the 16th, and I will be doing a tool time, but there's a launch. So you'll get a preview, I'll get a preview, and you'll get a preview this Friday. You'll get one when I post it. Creative Memories will send me an email, and then I will post it for you. So there is new stuff coming out on Monday. So I'm going to wait to see what those tools are before I announce tool time. And then, of course, we'll have card class the last Tuesday of the month, which will be New Year's Eve. And in case, yay, Deb, she found us. Ride the Rails, which was supposed to be December 14th, got moved to January 11th. So I went on to buy the tickets. The tickets headed north from Tampa through DeLand were $55 just for that one way part, more than any of the tickets. So I had to switch it to January. So apparently everybody from South Florida is headed to points north that Sunday for Christmas. And I did not put that into the calculation. I just thought, nobody rides a train. That's going to be super fun. No, that is false. And when I called Amtrak just to make sure, they said the train was almost full. So also a full train from Tampa to DeLand is also may not be as fun. So January, we should have the train to ourselves, and I'm looking forward to it. So registration is open for Jumpstart. It is actually full. It is actually 3/4 full, 75% full or higher now. So especially if you want a full table, there are not many full tables left. So if you want a full table, you will want to register ASAP. And I'm super excited. All that money from the registration goes to the VFW. So also, in case you missed it, Retreat to the Island, Amelia Island, is February 26th to March 1st. I hope you'll join us there. Our hotel is right across from A1A, from the beach. So you can get beach. You can walk to, well, it's a little bit far. Depending on how fit you are, you can definitely walk to downtown Fernandina, or you can drive. It's just right down the street. We are on the corner of A1A and the road that goes Fernandina. So it's great. Then, of course, my 75th retreat will be in Mount Dora at the Lakeside Inn, and in honor of my 75th and in honor of Alice in Wonderland's 75th anniversary, it will be an Alice in Wonderland theme, which I think is perfect for Mount Dora and the Lakeside Inn. All right, well, it's time to get right to it, isn't it? Let's make some cards and I remembered not to start any laundry tonight. Yay me. So hopefully you can hear me okay. I have started using on my cards this Max Strength crafting tape runner. If you have not used that, I would suggest you maybe give it a try next time you need to buy a refill. I was out, so I had to grab one from my inventory here for tonight. It comes in an orange container cartridge so that you can tell. I have, so many different special ones from secret boxes and different things that it's nice that you can see the color. So if it's green, that's repositionable. The red is mini, and then if it's clear, it's the regular, and then if it's blue, it's vellum. We don't have any vellum tonight, so I don't have my vellum one out, but I've got the whole fleet ready to go. I've got Precision Point. I've got my bone folder, Creative Memories for about 5 minutes. Had a Creative Memories one. I've got my little scissors just in case I need those. I've got some tweezers in case I need those. And we are ready to go. So let's do it. Let's open it up. If you haven't seen a card class with me before, your cards get shipped to you and everything is in order. So what you should definitely not do is take everything apart, right, class? You want to just slide it out, and we are working from the top down. So everything you need is right here, or sometimes it's in another little package in here. I forget what order I did them in. This is the first one because it's on top. So I can move these over to the side. These don't really scream, fall or Christmas, but that isn't really how I do my card kits. Last month kind of was a theme, a fall / Halloween / Thanksgiving theme, which is kind of rare. But usually, because Creative Memories has a Christmas box kit, I don't do Christmas cards because some people do photo cards, and some people, like I said, do the Creative Memories box one. So rather than reinvent the wheel, I invent other cards. All right, so we are going to start with this card. It's fairly straightforward. So it's it's one of these jobbies. What's this called? Tent fold? My brain. It's broken. And our base is a combination of these two. Now this is like a Japanese themed paper pack, which I loved and bought several packs of, knowing I wanted to make a card kit with it in the future. I don't know, these little circles have like Epcot vibes to me, so it makes me want to go to Disney. We're going to use, this is using a Border Maker cartridge. It is an old one, and so that is going to go edge to edge on there. And we're going to layer these, and I used some ink and pre-inked that for you. So this is a Get Well Soon card. We're going to layer that, and we're going to add our ribbon. Your ribbon may be a little different than mine. It may look like this. All right, so we can go ahead and start to assemble now that I laid everything all out. I mean, you're welcome. This is a beautiful side of paper too. The Max Strength is kind of like, it's a little like it doesn't have the little individual, I shouldn't say it doesn't. It does. Like if you look at it, you can see all the little individuals. You can't see it right there. There's, maybe you can see it there. Can you see them? They're the little like pieces like we're used to. But they're see-through and they're very, very sticky. For the lighter paper like this, that was kind of overkill. I didn't need it, but for some of the heavier cardstock, it is really nice. Okay, so I've got this piece and this piece. You don't necessarily have to worry if they're not exact on the sides, because we are going to cover over that like this, and we are going to add our blue ribbon on. So we're going to do that first, and this is a nice use for the Max Craft because it's super sticky and because I've got a ribbon to contend with. So I would say one bad thing, although I'm still trying to like work out the proper like wrist flick technique. Can you see how sometimes you get this little, like it like snaps back and you get a little goo. And on the thicker paper, it really doesn't matter. But I feel like sometimes I can feel it through. So I don't know, kind of rocking it back and forth like that kind of helps. So I just added, as I was talking, hopefully you saw, I just added some of the adhesive around the back corner so that it stays down. I need to add some more over here on these little corners. Okay, that's good. I didn't use any foam squares to lift up. Sorry, I have a mint in my mouth and it's really proving to be a challenge to talk with a mint in my mouth. It's always something, right? If it's not the laundry going, it's... Now that I used my repositionable, and I'm just going to layer these on top of each other. And then I'm going to stick that down. So you can decide where you want to position this. If you want it to go, it helps if you can see, like centered in between these two little hills, or just right here. And of course, many of you probably have some foam squares laying around. If you wanted to pop that up, you certainly can. I didn't include them this time. I know some of you just don't pop up because sometimes they I don't know. The post office, I find if I put a stamp on and mail it myself, no problem. If I walk it in and ask, hey, does this need extra postage? Then they 100% are like, yes, actually, it does. So all of your paper is probably different, this printed. I did find 3 little flowers to put some red bling on, and there's 3 more flowers here. So chances are those little flowers are somewhere on your print, and if not, you can just add these anywhere. I just randomly pick a pack, like one that I would mail out when I get mine. So mine isn't special. So I'm hoping that means that everyone has some flowers to bling. There's another little flower over here. So I just added them on there. Oh, good, Anita. I'm glad you found this. This is card 1. We're going to start card 2. So maybe just jump in at card 2 and then you can circle back to card 1. And that's it for Get Well Soon. And this month is heavy on the get wells, the thinking of yous, the feel better, those kinds of things. Okay. Now, this is very exciting. So just like this paper that I have been waiting for a while to use, I have also been waiting to use this. Now, in the bottom, below your envelopes or your envelopes are these. And they are rub-ons. Now, I know what you're thinking. No, Tara, no rub-ons. This is terrible. No, I'm with you. When Creative Memories first started coming out with rub-on, I remember, if you've ever been to some of my fundraiser crops, you've seen me, like, people donate their old stash of stuff and we put it out. I'm telling you, I could not give rub-ons away. But these are not your grandma's rub-ons or your aunt's or your mom's or whoever had rub-ons. These are so easy to use, and they're so easy to use. It blew my mind, and I was like, I've got to find a way to use these in a card kit so that people can experience them. Now, Creative Memories has only had a couple collections where they have come out with them, but one of them is this Craft Happy collection that has these rub-ons that are like little stitches. And so I have been waiting and waiting and waiting to use this. So that's what we're going to do on this piece right here. So we're going to use, there's a green, like a teal colored stitch that we're going to use, and we're going to use the yellow. They are right next to each other, so you can actually cut them and use them, and use them together. So we're going to cut off this little white stitch loop-de-loop on the end. So, and I'm going to go really slow. I'm going to give you time to do this I have to do it too. So I'm going to cut next to the yellow, being careful not to cut the yellow, of course. So that they stay intact, and I don't even need to use, I need to go all the way on the bottom here, because we're this triangle is going to go here. Now, if it bothers you, like this bamboo maybe can be upside down if I put it like this, or it's sideways actually. That doesn't bother me, but if it bothers you, you can, rearrange things so that, say like this. I guess I can do it like that. I guess I'll go like this so that my bamboo is going the right way. So my sample has it going like this, but I'm going to do this one like here. So do what makes sense for you. So in that case, I'm going to go across the whole top here. Now, once you have that cut out, I want you to see how easy it is to use this. I want to use the yellow on the inside. I'm going to do the stitches like this. So if you want, you can go ahead and cut again so that your piece is, to length. And I mean, once you touch it down, it's going to be stuck. There's no moving it like a sticker. But I want you to see how easy it is to apply. So I'm going to go, kind of close to the top. I love the stitched look in general, so I'm just kind of pressing it on, literally. So you don't need a popsicle stick like we did in past years. You're just going to rub that and then start to peel. Now, if you start to peel and some of it doesn't come up, just put it back down and rub again, and so that you don't lose any of your pieces. I have a soft surface I'm working on, so that could be a bit of a problem. But as long as you don't, I mean, even if you take it all the way off, you can, because my desk is squishy, this is a squishy mat. And so if you're not on a hard surface, you also may need to, after I just said, it's so easy, you can use your hands. Now I'm like, okay, go get a popsicle stick. No, I'm just kidding. On a hard surface, it's very easy. Okay. Oh, I got one little piece here. But you just put it back and then it rubs off. Okay. So that is what we got there. And if it's not perfect, that's okay. All right. So I'm doing mine like this. So I'm going to use this little piece right here. Oh gosh, don't you love when I do that? Not. I'm going to use this little piece right here. And then I'm going to cut out, there's a second little strip there that I'm going to cut out for right there. All right. So let me peel off the plastic. Hopefully you find this fun and exciting and new and not frustrating. I just really love these and I wanted you to experience them. If I hated them, I certainly wouldn't have purchased as many as I needed to purchase for card kits and incorporate it in here. But anytime I can expose you to something that, now I can't pick it up because of my nails, that maybe you haven't seen or tried before. Okay, one thing is for certain. It definitely is nicer if you're on a hard surface, which I was to create them, but not to do them with you. Okay, so there we are. Just keep your dark green dash down toward the bottom, and then we're going to add that. So to add this one, we need to cut it out again. So you're basically going to have two of everything. And I think that first card we did is the only one that didn't have this. So we are going to be using this on the other 4 cards. And then you're going to have some extra so that you can use them on other cards. I just love the stitch effect. I don't know why. I like to do it with pens. And if you want to do the same thing and kind of cut it to length, you can. I think that'll work. It will stick to you, so be careful when you're handling it. But we're almost done. Yeah, if you're on a squishy table, I should go grab my mat. Oh, Anita, I hope you mean that your rub-ons work for you. And I'm so glad if they did. And everybody else out there, I hope there's no one screaming at me like you all were with otter toes. Remember when I did a little otter die cut? Everyone was screaming about otter toes. Okay. Whoops. Done. So we've got our stitches. Oh, good. I love that, Anita. We've got our stitches, and now I'm going to move this to the side. We can go ahead and fold our base. and add our embossed. I love this honeycomb embossing folder, and you know, when I saw these hexagons, I thought, oh, I know I've got the perfect embossing folder for that. So this cardstock is a perfect use. Hear how it makes that like snap? It's kind of satisfying. I love embossed paper. I love using the embossing folders in my card making. All right, and I am going to use the max strength on that again. You could also, if you've got some foam squares, you could pop that up. You could pop this up. It's coming together. If I can stay on the screen, always the best policy. And I want to show that blue paper on both sides. I'm sad that I'm covering up some of those pink. And then I'm going to move my sending best wishes up a little bit to here. And then add my gemstones. Now we're going to use I used these ones, not the red. And I'm going to use my repositionable so I can just run over the whole thing. And sending best wishes, you know, that one can be for a few things, right? That can be for birthday, for a graduation, for an anniversary, New Year's. My mother-in-law just texted. Her plane is going to be late. It's good times. Thankfully, this wasn't a couple weeks ago. Oy, when they were having so much trouble. But hopefully she gets in not too late. And there we have it. Sending best wishes. Okay, so you guys know I see faces and things, and I have got to move this over here. The way I had it on here, maybe because of that, it didn't bother me as much. I don't think I can I move it? I made this a long time ago. I mean, a couple weeks ago. But that was just too much like a face. I can't believe I did that. Now, less like a face. Okay. So there we have it. 2 cards done. Bam. All right. Next up, I love this card. I just love these papers. Every single paper in this pack, I just love so much. All right. So this one, see, we have the light blue stitches all the way around. So let's get all the parts for this card. And let's get that part out of the way. Keep these handy. And you want to grab the hope you're feeling better soon. And we want to cut out the blue, the light blue. Careful, there's white in here too. Careful, don't get the white little X's. I'm afraid, because I'm not a quilter or sewer, embroiderer. Is it called an X stitch? What is that even called? I don't even know. But it's cute. I like it. So, but don't, so you might want to use it on something else. So be careful. Don't cut it. All right. So we're going to need both of these, and I'm going to go ahead and trim it to length before. So you're going to end up with a bunch of these little pieces. But that's okay. I'm almost done with my mint, sorry. Okay. So I'm gonna cut here. So we got one side. And two sides. I'm going to go ahead and put down this one first. All right, maybe if I can get them separated. And best you can, try to keep it the same. Let's not do it on top of other white paper. So if you just kind of position it before you stick it down and then stick it down, you can kind of float it on the paper. And this is why I keep these. When I have my nails done, those of you that also have nails done, you know that this is an issue. Also, I will not be doing it on a squishy surface. Hello? Oh good, my Garmin told me I had a balanced day. It's, you know, rare you get your Garmin says nice things to you. I'll take it. Okay, we got one done. Just 3 more to go. Okay. And once I get that stuck down, I can kind of cut these last 2 pieces. And then I'll worry about rubbing them on. Okay. Could have probably just measured the little stitches. Kind of gone from there. I might have to chop off the last one of these. Or maybe a little bit. They're flipped over. Now I can't find. Here it is. It's so quiet. Everyone's concentrating. Ah. Okay. I'm gonna cut half of this one off too. Because I just realized that part is probably going to get covered even. We're going to put flowers on the top and the bottom. My little samples run away here in the drama of the rub-on here. And okay, that one's nice. the key is, as you're lifting it up, is to kind of, you know, see if it's stuck down, and if it's not, you know, try again. But so far, oh, that one did not go. Okay. Woo. Need a hair tie now. Hot. Well, I've got a binder clip. It's gonna have to do. Okay, now we can get back to assembling this card. Hopefully you are in the same place or similar place that I am. And now that was the hard part. Now, easy assembling the rest. So we're going to start with, no, not that, not the repositionable. The repositionable does, you know, firm up. You can use it for all of your card making needs, but I don't know, for these bases and things, I really am into the Max Scrap. Oh, good. Yeah, Jen. I, like most people, I swore them off just by the name. I was like, nope, I don't need these in my life. But then I thought, well, let me just try it, and I loved them. So we've got the like cement, then we've got the craft. Now, my sample, actually, these are in 4 pieces, but I realized that that was not necessary because you're gonna cover it. Now, these should be a little bit thicker in my opinion. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually going to trim off a little on the bottom so that I thought these were the same. Maybe they're like a smidge, but in card making, a smidge goes a long way. So I trimmed a little bit off the bottom because I wanted it to be like equal distant, top, bottom, sides, middle. So now I'm thinking they should have been just a smidge thicker in my opinion. So, but that's okay. So I just cut a little bit off the bottom so that it was more equal. And then this piece, although I put them on crooked, so now let me straighten it. Because if you put it on crooked, then it's not gonna, this piece isn't gonna work. Like I just showed you. Okay. Possibly my square is crooked, or maybe I'm just crooked. All right. Okay. So we want to be like that. And then we are going to add on our white. And then we're going to add on our flowers. Hope you're feeling better soon. They will be once they get this card. from you. All right, so what you got is 4 like a partial clay and a gold paper, and then a full clay. So I put the full and partials together, so like this. And I will definitely use my repositionable tape if I can find it for these ones with all the little holes. And I'm going to try to put them sort of in the same place as on my sample. But of course, if there's a configuration that feels better to you, your card, your way, most definitely. And go like this. And then we've got some gems to use on these. Now the rest are the other cards use the red gems, the last two cards. So up to you on how gemmy you want to make this. I did put one in the middle of this. You could just call it a day at that. And then I also added 3 around. Now, definitely odd number of embellishments is good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is an odd number if you count if you count the flowers too. And there's a couple more if you want to add more gems. But that, well, thank you, Anita. All right, we are done with that one. I don't want to have to send that to anyone. All right. Okay, next up, guess what? More rub-ons. It's the white stitches. Now, of course, at this point, let me just show you. On this one, we're going to use yellow and red, and then red. So, I mean, you can use whatever stitches you want. The white stitches that I used on here are next to this like navy blue one. So I'm going to start by cutting that away. And I think we're going to need both of them again. So I guess while you're cutting apart too, you can go ahead and cut off the red. We're going to need that one for the last card. And I should say these came as 12-inch strips. So everyone got half of one of the packages from Creative Memories. So I think they're 12 or 13 for the whole pack. So you got half. So this is for the last card. Let me see. I think I'm going to need both of them, but I'll wait. Let me see. Let's grab. I think what I'm going to do is mount this guy on here first, and then I can add the stitches around and then plop this on after. I think that's the best course of action here. I can find a tape runner that suits my needs. All right, so it's about a half inch in all directions, like that, equidistant. And I'll start with the long one. to cut here. And the trick is going to be to try to keep them the same distance off the red. And you know, that's the nice thing about handmade cards, is there are no two exactly alike. I guess I am definitely going to need to cut out, and it doesn't matter if it kind of goes down because we're going to cover over that. Let me cut out this one. And I guess I should probably just cut out the whole thing, because then I can use the ones next to it. And all right. Where I can tell there, you know, there are definitely some of our card making friends that get the kits that just look at the picture and they like, you know, dive into it. They are going to say, hey, they might make all of them and then not even see this under the envelopes. So I'm glad you are all on here today. And hopefully you're having fun with these rub-ons. Okay. Well, that doesn't look like much, but now we're going to add this pretty paper. Love this paper so much. And if I can pick it up, I'm gonna add our thinking of you, and I want to add the red. So again, I just picked 3 centers of flowers. And they're all going to be different because the paper is very, you know, everyone's getting a little different section. I lost it. Oh, there it is. These little gems. Oh, that looks so pretty on that pink flower. Where do I want to put this? Over here. Spread those out. Okay, now, oops, I need to add my sentiment. Repositionable. Where are you? And of course, you might decide to put this sentiment somewhere else on here. And now I need to add it to the base. I just built all this. I've got these little pieces everywhere, as I'm sure you do too. Let me get rid of some of these. Make sure I'm not throwing out an important piece. And if you're watching tonight and you did not get this card kit, well, welcome. This card I still have. I made some extra because I love this paper. And I knew, in fact, Carol got 2 sets just because she needs a lot of get well and thinking of you. So if some of you would like a second set, you can get that. And if you're watching and you'd like a first set, you can order them from the store at DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com. While you're there, you can see what other months are available. But you can also order your shirt for Jumpstart. I'm just kind of trying to clean up a little bit so I don't throw away something important. And our shirt for Jumpstart's the red, white, and blue one that says Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Scrappiness. We love that shirt. All right, we are on to our last card. Now that we're done thinking of you, this one is with deepest sympathy. So this is a sympathy card. And you should have little pieces of petals. You can see what I did here. I pieced them. I put 3 and 3 like this. So you're gonna need those. You might have 7. You might have 6. I hope for sure you have 6. Let me go ahead and now the stitching is going to go directly on your base. We really don't have a background for this card. We've got these pieces, these 4 pieces go along the bottom like this, so you can kind of play around with them so they look, you know, right to you, and no 2 cards are going to be the same. Now, up to you if you want to stick these on. I think I'm going to go ahead and lay the red. No. Yes. I'm not really sure. I guess let's go ahead and lay this red one down first before we stick this on. I'm going to turn this actually upside down so it's top. And so that I can get it to go right along that bottom edge. And let's see if come on. If you start to pull it up and you're missing a little piece, just stick it back down and go again. All right, so I think I'm going to stick these on. Next, just some good old-fashioned regular tape runner here. And I am working upside down. I don't know why. Hopefully they are sized perfectly to have a little bit of space there. Looks like my little stitching went downhill. Maybe not, or maybe my placement of these went downhill. At any rate. Okay, so then on the top, I'm going to do the red and the yellow. Ugh, why did I make it so hard? Listen, I've told you all before that my past self, when creating the cards, really doesn't take into consideration my future self that has to prep the card kits, nor when we have to make them. It just, when I'm designing, I don't think, oh, I should use the little stitches that are next to each other. No, because I want the yellow and that's not next to it. So, so we just have to do it. Sorry. Apologies for my past self for making this difficult. But they are really pretty, I think. They're going to be worth it. Okay. If I can get these straight. Okay, and now, no, that's white. See, you're gonna have all little pieces. So put them somewhere safe so that you can use them on other cards or on your scrapbooks. Be fun for borders. It'd be fun to kind of do like a thicker mat around a photo and then add some of these stitches around it. That would be fun. Okay. All right, so I got the red on there. Let's see if I can pull that up without incident. Of course, the last one. Okay. Pretty. And now here's the yellow. Let's get the yellow on here. And if you want to offset them, so like the stitches are in the middle, kind of like we do when we line up for a group photo, you know, don't make them exactly line up, kind of offset them, the yellow and the red. That's what I did. And now we'll see if I can get all of the pieces. Oh, look at what happened. It's the first time that happened, but we can go right back in here and boom. Okay. All of a sudden I'm hot. All right. Now we're going to mount these. We've got some red inking in the top right and the bottom left. We're going to go ahead and add those. Oh, it's 8 and I started a couple minutes early. Whew. It's these little munchies. These thingies. Okay, I'm going to, this is double-sided, so one side is very printy, the other side is mostly red. I'm going to use the mostly red side, so take care with that if you care one way or another, which side you put your adhesive on. And then I'm going to put, flip all these over so I get the adhesive on the right side of these, and going to use the repositionable on here. Oh boy. Spam calling. Isn't that delightful? So we got, I'll put our 3. I've got 3 coming up here at the top, and then I'm going to go 3 at the bottom. You could also do, if you didn't want to use the repositionable, you could also use your precision point adhesive. I'm going to just kind of offset these like this. Okay, so once you've got that going on, you can add your with deepest sympathy, and I kind of just put it through the center of the flower like that. So again, I'm going to use my repositionable and just run it on down. And then I'm going to find here they are. Last 3 little gems here. And I put 1 here on the top. And then 2 on the bottom. And then we can go ahead and attach it. And again, if you wanted to use some foam squares on there, you can. Or you can just go flat. All right, so let's lay these out and enjoy what we made tonight. Let me clean up all of my little extra things. So we've got our sympathy. We've got our get well soon and our best. Oh, I guess I did this one tonight because I put it in the bottom corner. And there we have it. Yay. Lovely. Oh, well, that's great, Anita. And you can hang on to that little sympathy sentiment because sadly, seems like I need those lately. All right, well, we did it. And I've used a binder clip to clip up my hair. This is those rub-ons. That was a little bit of work, but worth it, and so easy. So I do hope, Jen said that she's gonna add those to an order. I do hope that you won't be scared of them now. You can, of course, Creative Memories, when they come out with something, if they're gonna come back out with rub-ons, you know they're gonna be awesome, and they are. So I guess that's all for tonight. It's 8:05. We went a little over, a little long. That was a little tedious, but they're beautiful, and I hope that they brighten someone's day when you send them out. That is all. Don't forget, I've got a couple spots left for the card class next Tuesday night. And so don't forget to look for a sneak peek with what's coming new on Monday. I will post that Friday. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I am super grateful to have each and every one of you in my lives. It's been incredible to be able to do this as a career, I guess. I should just say that, for 26 years. And I guess that's it. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Until I see you again, stay scrappy, my friends. Goodbye.